in the sky, two little apples hanging way up high, three little kids playing on the ground, four little ducks waddling all around. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's count some more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's count some more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, let's count again. 5 little stars shining so bright, 6 little fireflies lighting up the night, 7 little seashells lying on the shore, 8 little boats, can we count some more? 1, 2, 3, 4, let's count some more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's count some more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, let's count again. 9 little frogs growing in a row, 10 little fingers, ready, set, go. Let's count them up, one by one. Count is so much fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's count some more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's count some more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, let's count again.
A says A says apple, apple. B says ball, ball. C says cat, cat. D says dog, dog. E says elephant, elephant. F says fish, fish. J says goat, goat. A says hat, hat. I says igloo, igloo. J says jet, jet. K says kite, kite. L says lion, lion. M says monkey, monkey. N says nose, the nose. O says owl, owl. Q says owl, owl. Q says pig, pig. Q says queen, queen. R says rabbit, rabbit. S says sun, sun. T says turtle, turtle. U says umbrella, umbrella. V says van, van. V says wagon, wagon. Z says X-ray, X-ray. Y says yo-yo, X-ray. Y says it's a zebra, yo-yo. Z says it's a zebra, it's a zebra.
Vroom, 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 chuck, chuck, chuck. Ticky, 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 whoosh, whoosh. Vroom, 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 chuck, chuck, chuck. Ticky, 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 whoosh, whoosh. Ambulance, B, bus, C, car, D, dump truck, E, excavator, F, fire truck, G, garbage truck, H, helicopter. Vroom, 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 chuck, chuck, chuck. Ticky, 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 whoosh, whoosh. Vroom, 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 chuck, chuck, chuck. Ticky, 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 whoosh, whoosh. I, inflatable, J, jet. K, kayak. L,
bear. B, bear. C is for cat. 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 C, cat. D is for duck. 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 D, duck. E is for elephant. 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 F is for flamingo. 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 F, flamingo. G is for goat. Goat. G, goat. H is for horse. 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 H, horse. I is for iguana. 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 I, iguana. J is for jellyfish. 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 K is for kangaroo. 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 K, kangaroo. L is for lion. 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 L, lion. M is for mouse. 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 M, mouse. N is for newt. Newt. N, newt. O is for ostrich. 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 P is for pig. 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 P, pig. Q is for quail. 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 Q, quail. R is for rhino. 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 R, rhino. S is for snake. 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 S, snake. T is for tiger. 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 U is for unicorn. 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 V is for Varanus. Varanus. V, Varanus. W is for whale. Whale. W, whale. X is for X-ray fish. X-ray fish. X-ray fish. X-ray fish. Y is for yak. Z is for zebra. 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 Z, zebra.
A is for apple. 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 A is for apple. B is for banana. 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 B is for banana. C is for cantaloupe. 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 C is for cantaloupe. D is for dragon fruit. Dragon fruit. Dragon fruit. D is for dragon fruit. E is for elderberry. 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 E is for elderberry. F is for fig. Fig. F is for fig. G is for grapes. 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 G is for grapes. H is for honeydew. 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 H is for honeydew. I is for Indian fig. Indian fig. Indian fig. I is for Indian fig. J is for jackfruit. jackfruit, jackfruit. J is for jackfruit. K is for kiwi, kiwi, kiwi. K is for kiwi. L is for lemon, lemon, lemon. L is for lemon. M is for mango, mango, mango. N is for mango. N is for nectarine, not nectarine, not nectarine. N is for nectarine. O is for orange, orange, orange. O is for orange. P is for pineapple, pineapple, pineapple. P is for pineapple. Q is for queens, queens, queens. Q is for queens. R is for raspberry, raspberry, raspberry. R is for raspberry. S is for strawberry, strawberry, strawberry. S is for strawberry. T is for tangerine, tangerine, tangerine. T is for tangerine. U is for ugly fruit, ugly fruit, ugly fruit. U is for ugly fruit. V is for vanilla, vanilla, vanilla. V is for vanilla. W is for watermelon, watermelon, watermelon. W is for watermelon. X is for shigua, X is for shigua, shigua, shigua. X is for shigua. Y is for yellow plum, yellow plum, yellow plum. Y is for yellow plums. Z is for zucchini, zucchini, zucchini. Z is for zucchini.
A for apple, A for ambulance, B for ball, B for boat, C for cat, C for cup, D for duck, D for dolphin, E for elephant, E for egg, F for fish, F for frog. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. G for guitar, G for gorilla, H for horse, H for hen, I for ink, I for insect, J for jack, J for juice, K for kiwi, K for kite, L for lemon, L for lion. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. M for monkey, M for mango, N for nose, N for nest, O for ostrich, O for owl, P for pizza, P for pig, Q for queen, Q for quilt, R for rainbow, R for robot. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. S for sun, S for sunflower, T for train,
T for tomato, U for uniform, U for unicycle, V for van, V for volcano, Y for watermelon, W for whale, X for x-ray, X for xylophone, Y for yak, Y for yoga, Z for zebra, Z for zoo, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, U, X, Y, and Z. Y, and Z.
A says A says but apple apple. B says but ball but ball. C says the cat cat. D says the dog the dog. E says elephant elephant. F says for fish for fish. J says goat goat. A says hat hat. I says igloo igloo. J says jet jet. K says kite kite. L says lion lion. M says monkey monkey. N says nose the nose. O says owl owl. P says owl owl. Q says pig pig. Q says queen queen. R says rabbit rabbit. S says sun sun. B says turtle turtle. U says umbrella umbrella. B says don't bang don't bang. B says don't wagon don't wagon. Z says x-ray x-ray. Y says yo x-ray. Y says X a zebra yo. Z says X a zebra.